He has done his master's from Karpagam. He completed his doctorate in the area of deep learning. He is very much interested in MATLAB programming, product development. He has a vast knowledge in intellectual property rights. He is a man of research. He has registered more than 25 patents and developed 3 products. He has published more than 18 papers in reputed journals such as Elsevier, Springer, Indus Science, Taylor and Francis, etc. So I welcome you, sir. Over to Dr. Arun Kumar. Thank you.
Thank you, Anandi ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
I will just share my screen. Okay. Is it visible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Anandi ma'am, is it visible, ma'am? Yes. So good afternoon all. Actually, the session is all about art of writing research papers for journals with standard index. Okay. So content of this session, since we have only 1 hour, I'm going to not going to explain too much about writing articles. Instead, this presentation is going to be related to how to improve the possibilities of getting published. So the content of the session is, first I'm going to give some disclaimers. You know why I'm telling these disclaimers in the upcoming slides. The second, we are going to see about the session objective. We are going to see how to find journals for our paper. And we are going to learn something about hierarchy of journal operations so that we can do something for the publication. And we are going to discuss something about do's, don'ts. And finally, we are going to summarize and complete this session. So before getting into the presentation, I want to give this disclaimer because this is very, very important. Before the disclaimer, I want to explain my expertise. Already Anandi ma'am have explained these things. So I'm repeating this. So my expertise is on artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, data mining, especially clustering, unsupervised learning, biomedical imaging, and informatics. So I done my research in the topic unsupervised learning, that is combining the nature of deep learning and data mining algorithms. And my roles. So all these years, from my early career, I performed certain roles which is related to research, not with academic. So related to research, I performed some roles. I just want to explain this. So first, I worked as a research assistant for many researchers and companies during my early days in my starting of my career. And I worked as a content writer for a manuscript, and I worked as a typesetter. Typesetter is a process of arranging articles in the right way, suitable for the journal, using software languages like LaTeX, etc. And I've been an author. I've been and being a reviewer for certain journals such as Springer, Elsevier, Interscience, Wiley, etc. And I have some experience related to assisting guest editors. Okay, you know, our principal was guest editor for more than 30 to 40 journals. Right now, it's currently in process. So I, through his guidance, I have some knowledge about assisting guest editors. So I know the things what the guest editor will do inside the journal. So why I am telling these things? Okay, so why it is so important for this presentation? So my expertise and my role. So all this presentation, as I said before, this presentation is not something I'm not going to explain how to write an article, how to write an effective article, how to prepare an article. So instead, we are going to see about things like improving the possibilities of publication, improving the possibilities in the sense we should know what is happening inside the journal. what are the process involved inside the journal, so that we can do accordingly. That is the reason I have given my roles, so that you can listen. So here the conflict of opinion comes. That there is a reason for my disclaimer, because all these things what I'm going to tell is through my experience only, and it's my opinion. But this opinion works, that's a different thing. But since it's an opinion, I just want to give this disclaimer, conflict of opinion. Okay. So now we come to the session objective. Okay, we have two objectives in this session. One is how to find a right journal, right standard indexed journal. Okay. The next thing is improving the possibilities of publication. How can we improve the possibilities of publication? These are the two things we are going to look at. Okay, so as per the first objective, how to find a journal. Okay, so a lot of us, including me in my early days, we used to write an article, we prepare an article based on our research, and we used to submit that paper to a lot of journals. Okay, so this is the first mistake we are making. Okay, we should not search journals for our paper. Instead, we should decide the journal, and based on that journal, we have to write our article. I will explain why this will increase the publication possibility in the upcoming slides. First, let's look out how to select a journal. Okay. Usually, since we are in academic, the management of our institutions will ask us to publish papers in Scopus, Science Citation, Web of Science, and sometimes in EA Compentext indexed journals. Okay, so these are the journals, these are the indexed journals they will expect us to publish. Okay, so how to check, how to choose a right journal for our research? Please listen to these words carefully. Selecting journals for our research. Selecting journal not for our paper. Okay, because we are not going to prepare as a first thing. We are going to select the journals, and then only we are going to write a paper. So it will increase the possibilities of publication. Okay, so first thing, the mistakes made by many authors. Okay, they know how to check the Scopus indexed journals. I hope the screen is visible to you. So how to check, how to select the journals from Scopus indexed? You just go to scopus.com, click sources, and instead of selecting all these things, select subject area. Suppose I want to publish a paper related to artificial intelligence because of my research. So I can search for the option. Okay, I hope yeah, under computer science, we can able to find artificial intelligence. Okay, if you can't able to find the particular topic, you can search it here. Okay, so once I apply this, I have a bunch of journals available with a lot of that is index citation scores and all. Okay, I can choose any journal, such as I can choose knowledge-based systems. Okay, so I can choose the journal, and after choosing the journal, I should read the scope. Okay, I should find the scope of this journal, and main thing, you have to see this coverage. Okay, Scopus coverage years. Okay, so the journals which are indexed in Scopus, which are listed in Scopus, are not Scopus indexed journals, because Scopus will take any journal into investigation at any time, and they will after investigation they will just remove it. Okay, so you should see the coverage. So if we see the knowledge based system journal, the coverage is from 1987 to present. You should be careful about this keyword, present. Okay, if it is 2020 or 2021, 2021 is okay, but 2020 you should not approach it. Okay, you should not use this journal for the publication. You can instead select the different thing. So you should first check whether this is in coverage or not. Okay. Currently, the Scopus, the journals are indexed in Scopus or not. That's what you have to check. Okay. And the second thing, if you want to check for science citation, Web of Science, and EA Compentex, you can visit this claviate.com website and you can able to find the things. Okay. The main mistake what authors does in this stage is they will just visit the website. Okay. They will just visit the website and they will see the home screen. In home screen, the journal will mention that they are indexed in these things. Like that, they will mention. Okay, and this is our impact factor. Like that, they will mention in their page. But that is not true, because the Springer, Elsevier, and InterScience journals, the standard publications, they will not do like this. But some independent journals, even though they have a good reputation, we should not refer their page. Okay, instead we should visit this indexed that is indexing websites, and we should check the journals. Okay, because suppose if I have a website like a journal website, I can able to enter anything. I can able to enter impact factor from even 1 to 100, anything else like that. Okay, so we should be very careful about this, and this is very important. Don't trust what journal says in their website. Okay, you should always visit the indexing pages. Okay, and the first objective is complete. I hope if you have any doubts, please stop me anywhere and ask me questions, or at the end of this session we will meet for the questions. Okay, so our first objective of this session is complete. Like finding the journals for standard index. Okay, so another topic we are going to discuss is hierarchy of the journal process. Okay, you should know what are all the positions, which is important positions inside the journal, who handles our paper. Okay, suppose I'm an author, I want to submit a paper. Okay, I first chose a journal suitable for my research, and I completed all the manuscripting process. Now I am about to submit my paper. So the standard journals will always have an editorial manager for their process. Okay, you can find many Scopus indexed journals. They will ask you to send a mail. Okay, send a mail. But the standard publishers like Elsevier, Springer, InterScience, they will always choose their paper through the editorial manager. Editorial manager is nothing but a web app which is available for their dedicated for their journal. Okay, so you just log into the editorial manager web app, and as an author, you can able to submit the paper. After submitting the paper, the first thing editorial manager will do is it will check for the plagiarism. It will have some inbuilt softwares for checking this plagiarism. Okay, they will that software will find a plagiarism. It will find a similarity. So there are two kinds of things like the plagiarism software that are there. Some journals will check only the papers inside those journals. Okay, some softwares will check the papers only inside the journals, compare it, and find the similarity index. And some plagiarism softwares, it will work like a Turnitin software, and it will globally it will check for the similarities, and it will give you the plagiarism report. So once you pass this plagiarism software, okay, so if the plagiarism software finds any similarities more than their they will definitely ignore the citations, they will definitely ignore the references, and other than that, they will check for the plagiarism similarity of content. If they found out something, it will immediately inform to editor-in-chief, who is the god of this journal, who can decide anything for this journal. He will just reject your paper. Okay, the first thing, when you submit your paper, you should check for the plagiarism somewhere else. Okay, so this editor-in-chief, I said he's the god of maybe king of this journal. What he will check? Okay, other than plagiarism, he will check for the overall abstract, maybe title and abstract. Okay, he will not get deep into this paper, but he will check the abstract as well as the titles and all. Okay, So while he checks, if he found out that the paper is not under the scopus, that is under his scope, under the journal scope, then he will just reject it. Okay, even though there is a slight deviations in the scope, he will not bother to explain things. He will just reject it. Okay, if you mail and ask him why you rejected my paper, he will probably give you some set of answers which is already prepared for all the questions like this. Okay, he will just reply that like that. So once it passes the editor in chief, he will assign the paper to associate editor or guest editor. So associate editors are the guys who is associated with the journal. Okay, they are the permanent associated with the journal. The editor in chief is a one person. Okay, so editor in chief but associate editors there are more even 10 to 20 25 associate editors will be there. Okay, for a standard journal. So why this much of associate editor in the sense? The editor in chief is a person who is looking at this journal in overall. Okay, but he will not be expertise in all the topics that is submitted. Okay, so for each expertise they will keep some associate editor and he will ask that associate editor to handle further. Okay, like that guest editors are the editors who are not associated with this journal. Okay, so I can also be a guest editor. I just have to apply that I have to prepare a proposal and submit to the journal and find that journal has to approve it. So I have to request them that I want to organize a special issue consisting of a certain kind of certain field of papers. Like that, I have to request and get permission. Those persons are known as guest editors. Okay, so getting the status of guest editor is not an easy thing. So the editor in chief, what he will do is he will assign the paper to associate editor or guest editor, and finally this paper will reach to reviewers. Okay, the reviewers are the persons who check the paper in depth. Okay, they will have all those topics line by line. They will read it and they will find the problems. Okay, like they will check the spellings, they will check the grammatical mistakes, they will check the feasibility, whether this concept, whether this research works or not. Okay, they will check the technical aspects, they will check the coherence. So coherence in the sense whether the content in the manuscript is appropriate or not. Like that they will check, and they will check the organization of the paper. They will check the relevance, whether it is relevant to the scope or not, and they will check for the clarity. Okay, so reviewers are the main persons. Okay, even though the editor in chief take decision, the editors are the main persons, the reviewers are the main persons. Depends upon the reviewers comments, the editor in chief or associate editors will take the decision. Okay, so reviewers. So how to pass? So the reason why I am telling this structure is, so we have to careful about certain things which I am going to tell in the upcoming slides. Okay, so the reviewers are the persons who check the paper thoroughly, and also you should understand that these reviewers are the persons who are on the same field as us. Okay, if we submit the paper based on the keywords, this editor in chief will assign the associate editor, and associate editor will select the reviewers from his database. Okay, there may be thousands and thousands of reviewers will be there. Okay, even you can also be a reviewer. If you submit a paper in a reputed journal, they will ask you to review the papers as a request. It's a free, that is, it's a service thing. So not a commercial thing, it's a service thing. So if you are interested, you can able to associate with them. So like that, the reviews, thousands of reviews will be there. So these reviewers are the same persons, the persons who are in the same field as you. Okay, so that guys know all the things going on in the field. Okay, so you should not mention anything superlative in the paper, like my research is great, I achieved 99.99% of accuracy. Like that, you should not mention anything. Okay, if it is really, if it is really that much worthy, you can prove it with an analytics and the results in discussion. But but in general, you should not mention that this research is great, this is great, like that. You should not mention. And the reviewers will concentrate on another thing, that is a reference. So how an author selects the reference for his paper, that is one main thing he will check. So we should also be careful about that. Okay, also the reviewers will consider many things. I will explain you the another slide. So reviewers will check many things, and you should be very careful in organizing papers. You should not make him suffer. That is, if the organization of the paper is not right, you have mentioned something in one place and ask something to refer in another page. Like that, if you create some difficulties, these reviewers will not care. They will just put a negative review that the paper is not organized well. So you can reject it. Like that, they will put a recommendation to the associate editor or editor-in-chief. So the paper may be rejected. Okay. So once the reviewers complete their process, the paper will be returned to author through the same structure. Okay. Or whether for the rejection or for minor or major revision. Okay. So once all the revisions are complete and our paper is accepted, it will go to the typesetting. So typesetting or the thing, once the paper is accepted, we don't have to worry about anything. Definitely it's going to publish. Then the typesetting or the team of people who check the grammars. Okay, anyway, these reviewers will check the grammars, but these are the technical persons who can't check the grammar in depth. So these typesetters are the specialized in checking grammars and making the sentence information good. They will just suggest something and ask you to change, and you have to change it. And finally, the paper will move to the production team. And the production, these are the guys who will ask you to write that is a sign a copyright, and they will ask you whether you want an open source or not. Okay, open access or not. Like that, the production team will ask you, and they will confirm these things. And finally, the paper will reach the publication stage. Okay. So these are hierarchies we should know, because we should know how to make our paper enter into the editorial manager system, because the plagiarism should not be there. We should know how to tackle the editor-in-chief. Okay, what are the factors he will concentrate, and what are the factors we should concentrate to pass him. Okay, and we should know about the associate editors, because they will check in depth in scope and some other details. So we should know how to pass these guys, and finally we should know how to attract these reviewers. Okay, so that they will give you a chance. Even though the research is not up to the mark, they will definitely give you a chance to revise your paper. They will give you a major revision, and you have to revise the paper, and you can convince them. Okay, they will definitely give you a chance. But in order to get that chance, you should be convincing them with something else. Okay, so those are the things I'm going to discuss in the next slide. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about certain publication possibilities, the things we should do to pass our paper to the publication stage. Okay, before moving into those points, if you have any queries, please ask, so that we will clear that and we will move to the next one. Praveen sir, any doubts, sir?
Sir, not yet, sir, actually. Other participants, okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. You can ask him, actually. Sir is ready to answer for your questions. If you have any doubts, even it is a small doubt, that is not an issue. If you have any doubt. Sir, one query has been said. What should
yes, sir.
He just, from Krishna Saudanya, sir, what should be acceptable plagiarism percentage?
Okay.
It's asking about
Actually,
the
it depends. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, it depends upon journal to journal, sir. The thing is, the number of words, the plagiarism software which you use to check. Okay, so it depends. Actually, we can't able to say the percentage. Mostly, they will accept up to 15%. Okay, they will accept 15% of plagiarism. That too, removing the references, okay, and the citations, they will accept up to 15%. Many standard journals maintain these things, but those 15% also have some criteria. If the plagiarized things are in the same, all the 15% are associated with the same paragraph or consecutive paragraphs, then they will not consider. Otherwise, it is acceptable. If it is the plagiarism is distributed 2 or 3 words in different paragraphs, then it is acceptable.
Yes, sir.
But totally, the journal will consider different journal will have different norms. That's the thing.
Okay. So the plagiarism percentage will be depends on that journal, right, sir?
Yes, sir. Right, sir. Right, sir. Right,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Krishna, sir. I think you got answer for your question. And sir, Arun, sir, you can proceed, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
Sir, excuse me, sir. One more question.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, suppose if I
Yes,
check
ma'am.
my paper with suppose like a drill bit like that software, the publication,
Okay, ma'am.
the publisher will check with the another Turnitin like that. The comparison will be differ, no, sir. How can we choose the correct plagiarism software?
Ma'am, it varies, ma'am, but not much. All the plagiarism, Turnitin and the software you mentioned are all the good plagiarism softwares. The variation will be there. The variation will be there, but there won't be much variation, ma'am. Actually, I'm using a Turnitin only, and previously I used a different thing, online paid tools. I used something, but the thing is, there won't be much difference. About 2 or 3% will be varying. That too will be considered, ma'am. It's not a problem at all.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
If it is a major change, then compared to if you check with some softwares and it gives 10%, and if you check with the Turnitin and it gives you 25%, then the problem is with the tool what you have checking now. Because if it is better to check with the standard softwares like Turnitin and cross-reference plagiarism tool like that. We should choose some standard things. So other than that, it's not a problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So the first point in increasing the possibilities of publication, okay, prepare the manuscript for the specific journal. Avoid searching journals for your manuscript, okay. So as I said before, the editor-in-chief, what he will ensure the scope of the paper you are submitting, okay, whether this paper is suitable for the journal or not, okay. So I just want to ask you some questions. What is the purpose of publishing a paper? What an author gain from that? Anyone? What is the purpose of publishing a paper? What we will gain out of it?
Sir, actually, most of us are publishing papers to do our research. That is to complete our doctorate. That is the main purpose of all the people. And some people are working for how to say they are looking for some research side. So for that research side, we will publish our research titles, and so for that we are
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kind of, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the authors have many reasons for submitting a paper into a journal and getting it published. Okay, like we are associated with research. Frankly, to say, we may be having some targets in our institution, or really we are doing some research or some PhD purpose. So one thing, we are getting some reputation out of this publication, and another thing, we are sharing knowledge. Okay, these are the things what we are getting. But the journal, out of publication, what the journal will get, in the sense, it's for purely one thing, they will share the knowledge, but in a commercial way. Okay, once you submit the paper, they will ask you 2 questions: whether your paper want to be in open access or it has to be free. Okay, most of us will choose the free publication. Okay, so if you submit a paper in a Springer, the journal such as one example, neural computing and applications, one journal is there. If you submit a paper, when the paper reaches the final stage, they will ask you whether you want to process this journal in open access, okay, or in a free mode. If you choose a free mode, they will publish your paper and they will commercialize it. Okay, suppose an author who want to continue your research, you want to refer your paper. Okay, so they will buy the paper from the journal and they will use it. Okay, they will use it for the reference. And another open access mode, we have to pay 1,000 or 1,500 USDs to the journals, so that that paper will be available online for free. Okay, so that nobody can pay and refer it. Okay, so it will there are 2 things you can decide and do it. One is the research mode, like anybody can use my research, like that you can go for the open access mode. And another mode, you can get many citations out of it. If a paper is open access and nobody want to pay for it, many people will take the paper and read it, and some people will refer it, so that the citation score of your paper will increase. So a lot of things involved in the one, but the only thing the journal want to publish your paper is for commercialization. They will get some money out of it. That is the true thing. Okay, even though we write a book for a publication, they will give you some royalty and they will take the book and they will sell it. Okay, everything is for commercialized purpose. So the editor-in-chief will ensure the scope, tone, style, and audience looking for your paper. Okay, this is the main thing. If these criteria are not matched, the editor-in-chief will simply reject your paper. Okay, so in the sense, that's what I told you before in the previous slides. You should choose the journal first, read the things, read their pulse, what they are looking for, what are the papers already published, what is the exact scope. Okay, what are the research papers are going. They will usually publish some upcoming issues also. So they from the title you can understand what the researchers are going on inside the journal. So based on that, already you have chosen the journal based on your research. So based on these things, you can able to build your paper in a perfect manner so that everything is matched. Okay, this is the golden rule of submitting paper in any journal. Okay, so the editor-in-chief will ensure these things and they will proceed your paper to the next stage. Okay. And the second thing, take a look at journal history. Okay, if you take at a journal history, the reputed journals, what they will do, many papers already got published, and if you can able to see the title, at least you can see the title. If you can't able to download the paper, you can see the title and the abstract also. Okay, with that you can able to understand what is the level of research going on. If you find something related to same level as your paper, suppose I'm doing some research related to deep learning, that is combining an artificial intelligence and the clustering algorithm, like that, something else I'm doing it. And if the same kind of thing is already there, I should probably deviate my research to something else for the publication. Okay, I'm not asking you to deviate the entire research. Maybe the approach, they may be used to some kind of approach. You can change the approach of your paper so that the chances of getting publication is so high. Okay, state the details very clearly. Avoid repeating the same information and again and again. Okay, this is the main thing which pulls the reviewers. Okay, so they don't care how many pages you have. They don't care about whether you have 20 pages or 40 pages. Okay, if the reviewer is on the field, if the reviewer is, obviously the reviewer will be on the same field as you, so they will only look at the technical content. Okay, how potential it is, like that they will check and they will proceed further. But if you avoid these things and concentrate on increasing paper number of pages, then there will be a problem. Okay, so we should script our manuscript in a proper way so that sentences and the concepts should not repeat again and again. And fourth point, get someone suitable for inputs. Avoid reserving yourself. This is the fourth important point. So there is a common psychology. If suppose I'm doing some kind of job, and if I look at it again, I can't able to find the errors what I made. Okay, suppose whether you have done so many manuscripting, so many things, but the common psychology is if someone do some work and the same person is looking at that work for errors, he can't able to find most of the time. Okay, because automatically that common psychology, that main problem will create, they will some laziness or something else like that. It will create some kind of illusion that everything is good, everything is correct. Okay, so you should avoid these things and get someone. So you should not worry that this paper is copied, that is stole by someone. This content will be referred by someone else. Like that, you should not worry. Get some good persons, maybe your friends or co-authors. You can make someone to review your paper, and you can add them for the co-author as a co-author. Like that, you should get some inputs from others, and you should proceed further. As I said before, it's a common psychology problem. Everyone does. We can't able to find our own errors. That is the thing. If someone else does see our paper, they will immediately identify these things and they will intimate you. Okay. And the fifth point, make sure to get review report. Okay. Avoid discouraging yourself. The common game practice that when we submit a paper, even though we refer a journal and the scope was good and everything was good, it is up to reviewer. If the reviewer considers that is not relevant, if the reviewer considers that content is not up to the mark, then the rejection will happen. Okay, so rejection is not a bad thing, it's a good thing, because we can able to get reviews, we can get inputs out of it. Okay, for example, if you have some idea, we are engineers, maybe engineers and other persons may be there in this session. So everyone have some idea in our own, that is day-to-day life, something, a product idea or some different process ideas. Whatever the idea we have to express that idea to someone else so that we can get inputs from them. Okay. So if you think of an idea and if you keep it yourself, so it is no use. Okay. So getting rejection is a good thing when you submit a paper to the reputed journal with high impact factor. Probably they will reject your paper, but make sure you get review reports from them. Okay, each and everything. Suppose one of my paper when I submitted to some journal, they assigned about 12 reviewers. Okay, from each reviewer I got different aspects, and when I get all these review comments and I corrected my paper, it became very powerful, and I can able to see the difference. Okay, so rejection is a good thing. It's not a don't discourage yourself for getting rejected, but make sure get review reports from them so that we can correct our paper and resubmit it again. And this is also one main thing. Reviewers can able to identify this. Okay, be honest, avoid manipulation. Okay, be honest, avoid manipulation in the sense. So if we suppose started one paper and writing some paper, we done everything. We done some simulations and we found some results. We tabulated it. We discussed it. So you should not think that the results. Suppose paper will only publish if I get a best result. Okay, you should not consider. If my paper has a best result, then the chances of getting a publication is so high. It's very wrong. Okay, even the journal will consider for less accuracy. Okay, they just need the paper. Journal papers are nothing but a research experience, nothing. Okay, It's just a research experience. In that experience, failures may come and success may come. Okay. Even if you have a failure, you can honestly mention that this is a failure and I got only 30% accuracy. Okay. You heard about the story from Thomas Alva Edison. Okay. Before he getting into the final product, that there is a bulb. Okay, light bulb. He made many experiments and he failed in many things. Okay, but those failed things, if we take the papers, if we take those failed things, if you are again making a light bulb, we can able to understand what we should not try. Okay, for that purpose, your research may be useful. So be honest. Should not manipulate any results. If it is if the results was poor, it's not a problem. Be honest. The research, the approach, and different comparison, different algorithm or different product comparison. That is the main thing the reviewers will look at. They will check whether this research is compared to many things which is already there. Okay, so they will suggest you something. They will accept your paper. Okay, so be honest. Avoid manipulation. Submit to the journals you read and cite the most often. Okay, avoid deviation. This is another golden rule. Okay, when you select a journal, so you selected the journal with a relevant to your own research. Okay, so when you select a journal, you just visit the particular thing, go to the particular section, and find what are all the papers already available, what are all the topics which is already available. Read everything. Use those papers for the citation. Okay, so if you refer good papers from reputed journal, which is selected for your paper, then use those citations. Okay, if you do that, definitely the chances of publication is so high. So submit to the journals you read and cite most often, because as per the first point, the exam that editor-in-chief will check the scope, tone, and the relevance of your scope of the paper. So once you does this point, that is reading and citing the most often, then your paper will automatically, the paper what you building is will automatically become relevant to that concerned journal. So the publication, chances of getting publication is so high in this stage. Sharpen your abstract. Okay, so I previously mentioned about the editor-in-chief and second associate editors and guest editors. Okay, the associate editors and guest editors, they will not read the entire paper, because the reading entire paper is the job of reviewers. Okay, so they will check for your abstract. So once you make your abstract ready, read several times, give it to someone, ask someone to correct it. Okay, so you have to very sharpen your abstract so that it will attract the associate editor as well as the reviewers. Okay, you should not mention the general things. Avoid explaining basic things that were common. Okay, consolidate all the details properly. The abstract should contain what is the field of your research. Okay, what is the knowledge gap, which is very important. What is the field of research? What is the knowledge gap? What is your methodology? What is your approach? And finally, what you have achieved. These are the 4 things you have to mention in that abstract. Other than that, you just remove all other things. Okay, so what are the 4 things? What is the field of your research? What field of your research in the sense, suppose I am doing research in that is deep learning, I should not mention about the artificial intelligence. Okay, deep learning comes under artificial intelligence, so I don't have to explain about artificial intelligence. So just go with your topic. If you're taking deep learning, just mention about your deep learning topic. And the second thing, you have to mention the knowledge gap. Okay, what is missing in the current research? Okay, that you have to mention. And the third thing, what is the existing that is sorry, what is your approach? What is your current approach? What you have done in this paper? Like that, you have to mention the third point. And fourth point, what you have achieved. Whether I have received a good results, whether I have received about 65% of accuracy. Like that, you have to mention everything. Okay. When a person read an abstract, he should understand what is going on the entire paper. And introduction is so important than anything in the paper. Avoid underestimating it. So this is very important. Okay. Most of most of authors, what they will do, they have a very good technical knowledge. They may be knowing MATLAB. They may be knowing many softwares to simulate things and find a lot of results. They will do everything in a perfect way. Okay. But the only thing they will miss is the introduction part. Okay, the reviewers, even though they doesn't read abstract, that is, they will read the abstract, and most of the reviewers, they will try to understand how this research methodology is, how the organization of the paper is. Okay, they will just start reading the introduction section like a story. Okay. So if they found that this, you should understand, introduction section is the section which maps everything in your paper. Okay. Introduction section will contain literature reviews, what are the existing algorithms, what are the existing methods which is already available, and in this paper, what are all the sections available, and each section what it discusses about. Like that, the entire paper organization will be there. So the reviewers will take time to read your abstract. Okay, not introduction. Okay, so if we miss something else in this part, then definitely the reviewers will reject your paper. The chances are so high. Okay, so introduction section is very, very, very important thing, like what you did in analytics. Okay, what you did in abstract. So introduction is very important thing. So previously I told about reviewers. Okay, when I trying to explain about the journal hierarchy, impressing reviewers. So this is the part impresses the reviewers. Okay, they will give you a second chance. They will give you a second chance, third chance, fourth chance. Okay, once the introduction part is perfect. Okay, even though your analytics, your simulation results are insufficient, your explanation to the simulation result, that is, results are insufficient, they will repeatedly give you a chance for the good introduction. Okay, so please concentrate on the introduction. Like abstract, you should read several times. Abstract is a crispy thing. Okay, building an abstract is a building an attractive abstract is a difficult thing that you have to go through several times of iterations. But introduction is the we can build this like a story, so it may interest the reviewers. So introduction is important. So another thing, keywords. Okay, you know one thing, the keywords decide everything in your thing. Okay, you have heard about the coincidence. Lot of coincidence of that. Maybe this session is also some kind of coincidence of what we are meeting. Okay, like that, the keywords what you have mentioned in your paper after abstract decides everything. The keywords decides to which person this paper should go. Okay, so I told you that the editor-in-chief will check several things. Okay, the main thing is keywords. Okay, he will not read the entire paper. He will just check with the scope, and then he will read the keywords. If the scope and tone of the paper is okay, and he reads the keyword, and based on the keyword, he will assign the associate editors. And the associate editors, what they will do is they will assign the reviewers. You know how they assign the reviewers? They will use your own keyword. Okay, they will have a database, and which is a list of a lot of reviewers. The reviewers who does reviews in this kind of field like that, they will have a database. In the database, using this keyword, they will search and they will find the right reviewers. Okay, so keywords is the main thing, as I said before. So keywords should be as very much relevant to your research. Okay. Suppose, as I said before, deep learning is an topic which I should mention deep learning straight away. Okay. So we should not mention all the keywords which is available in our paper. Only we have to concentrate. Some journals will restrict you to submit only 6 keywords, 8 keywords like that. But those keywords also you should choose very carefully. It should be as relevant as possible to your paper. So the paper will move to the right person, right reviewers, and the review will happen. Suppose the keywords are not relevant, automatically the paper will go to the irrelevant reviewer, and when he read the papers, and he will not understand most of the things because he is not relevant to the paper. So what he will do, he will give some comments and he will reject your paper. Okay, so keywords are very important. This is another important thing. Present yourself in a professional way. Avoid ignoring journal procedures. Okay. So if you check with the journal, usually what they does is they will ask you to give the cover letter. Okay. So usually the cover letter we will just mention here I have enclosed the manuscript for your kind reference, like that. We will mention something, and simply we will mention something and we will send it. Okay. We will not consider that importance of that covering letter. Okay, the covering letter, follow-up mails, especially response to the reviewers. All these things should be very professional. Okay, put as much as words as possible in those things. Okay, build a covering letter so that if an editor should feel that you are very professional professional in these things. So he will judge your paper with these things. Okay, so covering letter is so important. And another thing, comments, that is response to the comments. Suppose a reviewer gives you a comment and ask you to respond. Many authors, what they will do is they will put the comment like this: please refer page number 12, line number 13. Like that they will mention, and they will ask the reviewers to do the job more. Okay, you know, the reviewers are the guys, we should make them very cool. So you should explain things what they asked clearly there, even though those things are incorporated in your paper. Okay, they may be asking you to enhance your paper by incorporating some points. Okay, even though you incorporated everything, you should address them very carefully. Like reviewer, thank you for your kind response, kind comments. As per your instructions, I have mentioned, I have filled all the details incorporated in the paper, in this page number, and in this line number. Like that, you have to mention, and you have to mention what you have specified there. Okay, these are the things I have mentioned. Like that, you should address them very professionally. So that you should not give more work to the reviewers. This is the main thing. And concentrate in research discussion. Avoid covering the manuscript with detailed analytics. You know, when we write a paper, you know about the persons who walk in the rope. Okay, you can see many persons who in the roadside, they will make some circus activities. They will walk in the rope. Okay, you understand what the difficult part is. They keep the that stick for balancing themselves, and they will walk with that rope. The crucial thing what they face is the final 3 steps. Okay, the final 3 steps are very difficult to them, because once we do a job, okay, once we start a job, which is a very critical, which took a lot of time. Okay, we will do everything in a professional way, but last 3 steps, what we'll do, our mind will think that, yeah, we are going to finish it. Okay, we are going to finish it. We will, we almost reach. Like that, your brain will create some kind of illusion which will make you cover up the things very soon. Okay, I told you about the persons who walk in the rope. The last 3 steps are very crucial. Okay, they will get the same kind of mentality that we passed the entire rope, only 3 steps. Like that, the overconfidence will come, and there the mistake happens. Okay, so concentrate in your research discussion. We built everything well, but if we do not conclude ourselves well, if we does not discuss the results, okay, if we make maybe containing many simulations and finding out many analytic results, but discussing and expressing, conveying that to a reviewer is very, very important. You should be very concentrating. The last 3 steps, you should be very careful. Like you should consider that you are starting now only. Okay. So overconfidence should not come there. So these are the things. Okay. And another thing, writing manuscript. This is also, I'm not going into the topic in depth. Okay, we are not going to discussing about effective articles for the journals. So I used to practice some kind of things which makes me write many articles. Okay, so I will not use my computers for writing an article. Okay, so instead, in an old-fashioned way, I will just use a pad and pen and paper. Okay, that will be available in my table, in my home, not in my office, in my home. So whenever I feel free, I sit in the table. Obviously, that pad will be visible to me. I will just take it. I will think of something and I will write 2 lines. Okay. So daily practice of 2 to 3 lines or 1 paragraph will give you a consecutive number of paper preparation. Okay, manuscript preparation. So also it will increase the consecutive publications also. Okay, so this is one kind of effective practice, and all these things what I told you as in disclaimer, these things are my opinion through my experience in various roles what I previously attained. So if you have any queries, please tell me. So we'll discuss. We have another 5 to 6 minutes. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any queries?
Arun sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
For this wonderful session. Actually, we have some queries in our chat box, sir. Hello.
Okay, sir.
We have some queries in our chat box from Vaishali Sharma. I'm very new to research. One question is, if my paper gets rejected, they can republish it after in some incorporating suggestions then?
Oh, definitely, sir, definitely. No journal will, actually, if you submit a paper and it got rejected, the journal will not say, I will not take your paper again because your paper got rejected. Like that, they will never say, sir. So definitely, after incorporating the reviewers, they will consider your paper as a new paper, and they will definitely take your paper for the further process. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the rejection and getting reviews are not a final thing for a paper.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Vaishali, ma'am, I think you got the answer for your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. And the next question is from Krishna, sir. Citation, is it include the paper and references or going to the Google Scholar link and clicking the site? How do I get that citation? That is, I think he is asking that. So he's coming.
How to get
citation?
Sir, questions.
Is it
okay? Every Google Scholar citation.
Yes,
okay.
yes. So that is a question.
So
yeah, is it include the paper in references?
Okay, sir.
Or going to the Google Scholar link and clicking the site. How can I get citation?
No. Actually, the citation is a thing. Citation is one thing. we should take the reference paper before writing the article. If you choose a journal, you should you should get some papers from the same journal or related journals. We should refer the paper, and we should refer those papers, and we have to build our manuscript. But most of the authors, what they will try to do is, they will write the entire paper and they will go to the Google Scholar. Sorry, just a minute. We should process this in an opposite way, like okay. Okay. Actually, here we can able to get the reference for each paper. We can able to get references from this Google Scholar. But the thing is, we can able to get format out of it, and we can use it. It's not a problem. But main thing is, we should refer the papers what we are citing, and we should build our paper. But instead, many authors will do, they will build the entire paper, they will write everything, and they will put some keywords here and search the papers related to related to his paper, and they will cite it. Okay, this is the main reason for the rejection. Okay, so if we avoid this, the rejection of the paper will be stopped.
Yes, sir.
I hope
you, sir.
Getting the answer, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And the next question is from Dr. M.R.M. Veeramanikam, sir. Why
Okay,
Indian universities are not running their own journals, not even some IITs? So elsewhere is from abroad. So why Indian universities are not running their own journals?
that may be the norm, sir. Maybe they are not interested or something else. But yes, if we find, if you can check with IP India, that is a patent. They have their own journal because of the purpose that they have to publish things, and they have to get objections of any objections from anybody like that. The procedures are there in IP India. So that's why even though the government organization, they are keeping those journals, but IIT, it's entirely based up to them. I don't know why.
So like Veeramanikam sir, we also have that question. Why our universities are not running their own journals? So we are running after that journals which are from abroad. So
yes, sir. So you know the thing, actually, anybody can actually, it's not about university, university or something else. Even an individual person can start a journal. Only thing, he should get some ISSN number or ISBN number from the concern, and we can able to start.
Yes.
Why they are not starting, in the sense, maybe their norms are not allowing them, or they are not interested. Like that, lot of reasons may be there.
Yeah.
But in general, individual person also can start a journal on his own.
Nice, sir. And another question is, how to calculate the impact factor for that journal? How the impact factor is fixed for that particular one?
Okay, so impact factor, the main thing, the journals, the impact factor, like Springer, Elsevier journal, they have mentioned those things in the website itself. We can't able to calculate it, because the impact factor is a thing, like that journal, how much impact it's creating in this world. Okay, that is the impact factor. For example, neural computing and application is a journal, and if it has a 4 impact factor, that is the research impact that journal is creating in this world. Okay, so we can't able to calculate it. Some certain journals, they will mention it in their homepage, or if we visit the that is a Clarivate or a Scopus index, we can able to find the own impact factor there.
Okay, sir. And next question is, when writing a paper, if any design or implementation is needed, is this also represent in the paper? That is, so paper to paper, the design will be different, the implementation will be different. I think the journal to journal, it will different, right, sir?
Oh, definitely, sir. Actually, even the same topic, the same topic a person does, and if you make the same paper with a different approach, the journal will accept it.
Yes.
Because the way of doing research is different. Like that, you can claim that it's unique and you can get a copy.
Okay, sir. And one more question is, sir, that is,
Yes, sir.
Any software or tools available for drawing, diagram, and graph except Word and Excel? Is there any other software tools?
Like diagrams, like what, sir? Like CAD
diagrams
diagrams.
like how to say, for their research, for our research. So we need to implement. We need to draw a diagram about our how to say, about our algorithm, or about our in computer science side, we can draw an algorithm. We can show the performance of working model of algorithm, or in other cases, or in mechanical or some other cases, we need to show the diagram. We need to show the diagram of that particular product. Is there any tool or software is there to draw that particular?
Okay. So there is one tool I used to use, named it Smart Draw.
Sorry, sir?
Okay, sir. So, Smart Draw. That is Draw. Yes, sir. Actually, that is a tool I used to use. Using that, we can able to build the layouts of our interest.
Okay. So Smart Draw is a tool.
Yeah. Smart Draw is a tool.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sir. And the query: any website to check whether the journal is genuine or not before we plan to publish?
So that's what.
Find whether the journal is genuine. Yeah.
Okay. The only way we can check with the indexed journals. The indexing journals are the standards of the journals, like Scopus and Science. That is Clarivate. They are the journals. They are the indexing websites where we can verify the journal, verify any journal. So if it is not indexed, it depends because certain journals are indexed in Scopus, certain journals are indexed in Science Citation, and different other indexing things. So based on our purpose, okay, based on our purpose, if you are going for Anna University PhD, the university itself giving a list, so it is already a genuine one. So we can pick the journals from the list. Other than that, if you want a Scopus indexed journal, it is better to check with the Scopus indexed website, that is scopus.com, and we can check the coverage, whether the coverage is there or not. Like that, we can check, and we can find its genuinity before publication. Like that for Web of Science and Science Citations too. And another thing, UGC CARE also have some list. So only solution for this is checking the indexing website, not the journal website.
Okay.
If it is listed there, then we can proceed. It's genuine.
Okay, sir. So as a researchers, we came across some fake Scopus journals nowadays. So that's the thing.
Yes, sir.
We are getting afraid.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The only thing is, another problem is there. I used to say, actually, in our institution also.
We got some
related experience. Actually, the thing is, now many persons, what they are doing is they are copying the same Scopus index journal. If we go and check with the Scopus index journal also, we can able to find the same journal name. Okay, that is one problem. Better to avoid these things is getting into the Scopus indexed website and finding the journal's exact URL, website URL is the only solution for this. Okay, because the persons who are faking the journals can create the same similar website, but the URL they can't able to manipulate. So this is the only solution for the problem.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, sir. I think all the participants were got answer for their queries. If you have any other queries, please unmute your mic and ask, sir. Sir, I have only one query, sir. I need some one suggestion.
Okay.
So we need to collect some reference papers to write a new one, right, sir?
Yes, sir. Right.
So is there any link or is there any website to download that reference purpose in the free of cost actually?
Okay. There is a website, sir. Don't know whether it works or not. Just actually, when we are doing research, we can't able to buy papers. We used to get into the Science Hub journal, sir. Science Hub. Science Hub is a journal. There are many people who already got the license papers. They will post the papers there. And from there, we can able to get it.
Okay, from Science Hub.
That is the thing, but Science Hub, yes. But it's not the thing. The website is not stable.
Okay.
Sometimes it will be there, and sometimes it will not be.
Okay.
SCI-Hub, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
SCA.
Okay.
Okay.
SCA-hub.se. That is the website, sir.
SCA-hub. SC. Okay.
Sir, this is
okay, sir. And one more query is there. That is there any standard website is available for checking grammar, spelling mistakes, and plagiarisms?
Sir, actually, plagiarism, the good plagiarism software will work if we buy it, sir, like Turnitin or something else like that. So it is better to associate with some other institution. If the home institution doesn't have that kind of software, it's better to associate with something else, and we can get help. That is the only solution. And as far as grammar, Grammarly is the good tool, sir. Grammarly is the good tool, but that too, even though it corrects the mistakes and spellings, all those things, it is better to review it through another human resource. That is the better way, because even Grammarly can't able to understand our research emotions. So it will make some mistakes too.
Okay, sir. I hope all the participants were enjoyed the session.
Yes, sir.
So it's time to call it a day. Before that, on behalf of Research Board of Information Technology Department from Ratnam Technical Campus, we thank our resource person, Dr. Arun Kumar, for his knowledge sharing on paper writing. Actually, it was a very wonderful session, sir, including us, all the participants were enjoyed a lot and learned a lot from you. Very thank you, sir. And
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
we wish to thank our management, our principal, sir Nagaraj sir, and also CEO sir, Dr. Nityanand sir, for providing us a lot of opportunities to develop ourselves in the field of researchers. So I hope all were enjoyed the session, and we can meet in another session. And we have shared that feedback link in that chat box. So all the participants, you just enter your feedback and get your certificates through mail. Thank you very much for your participation. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Santosh sir, and also thank you, Anandi ma'am, for your cooperation for doing this session. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.